Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to this Friday edition. Excuse me, I was just eating some pretzels. Guys, I got one of your favorites. The Donna Lowre show is a very popular one. You guys love when Donna comes on. You love when she sings. She takes us through sometimes guided meditation. Sometimes she takes us through exercises. It's just a really great guest, and she gets everyone involved, which is really cool. I've gotten to know her over the past few months, and we've become friends, and I really respect what she's trying to do and what she is doing. So, guys. You guys know You Are a Soul Song, DonnaDia.com, and it is my pleasure and my honor to do the Donna Lowre show with the one and only Miss Donna Lowre. Hey, Miss Donna, how are you today?
I'm great, Casey. How about you?
It's Friday. It's nice out. Talking to you. What could be better?
I'm with you. It's nice here too. I'm near Boston, so that's where I am today.
So Donna, I know that you're always you're very honest, and myself and everyone here and all the fans, we've been pulling for you with some challenges that you've been going through. I understand you have a story to tell us. I want to take a back seat here, and
okay.
I want to learn.
All right. So I was thinking about this, and I thought if I could take those people who are following, they're the wonderful fans of yours and now mine, who have been calling in. I want to take you through the process that I had to go through. But the theme of today is be your authentic. That's good. Be your authentic, genuine, wonderful self. Okay.
So we're good enough, right?
Because we're good enough. Yes, all of us. So you all know that my husband's in the hospital. Well, the other day, and we're trying to get him home, but the home has to be retrofitted for him to come. Okay. So it's taking longer than we expected. And I have a lot of people working towards that goal. So the other day I'm in the hospital visiting, and this doctor comes in who I didn't know at all. I never met before. And I wasn't getting a good vibe from this guy. Okay. That's always a telltale sign. You have to go by your heart, your feelings, because there's a vibration. We're all energy. But anyway, he walked over and he said to me, not to Richard, never said hello. He said to me, does he talk? And then he went over, checked his heart, and then came back over to me. And I said, yes, he does. He's a very intelligent man. And then he came back over. He said, I think what we're going to do is when you've been in the hospital as long as he has, we're going to move him to another hospital, community hospital. And I said, no, you're not. I said, he's been through enough. He's going to stay here until the house is safe for him to come. So that's what's going to happen. So he said to me, I'm going to talk to the case manager, blah, 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 and he walked out. So,
rude.
Oh, not only rude. I mean, Richard's been through so much.
Yeah.
Okay. No more moving, no more this, no more that. So even though I was my authentic self and I advocated for him as I have been the whole time, I was afraid. And the thing I was afraid of is if this doctor has the power to do this. Okay. So I went, and I've never been afraid to speak up to authority. That's something that I think we all need to do. So having said that, I will say to all of you, you know what you need to do. Your authentic self will tell you. And that's why we need to do these practices so that you know how to get in touch with that. I was right in what I said. Doesn't mean I wasn't afraid. Does that make sense?
I understand.
Yeah.
You felt that was that intuition in that.
Yes. So I didn't sleep well that night. And the next day I called a nurse and I told her what happened. I said, I do not want him as a doctor.
Mhm.
for my husband. And I said, and she said, well, he can give that, recommendation, but you have the choice of what you're going to do. I said,
Okay.
there it is. There it is, right?
Hmm.
So I said, yes, I don't want him anymore to be with she said, I will talk to his superior, whatever. So I left it. As a matter of fact, I said prayers for this guy. And the reason I did, I was so angry at him. So angry. I got lost going out of the hospital. I mean, I've been there so many times. I got
Because you
lost.
had him on your mind. You had
Yeah,
anger,
yeah.
right?
So the next day, he calls me. He calls me personally on the phone to apologize. Okay. And he said, I didn't mean that. And he went through this whole rigmarole. And, I'm not there tomorrow, but I just want you to know Richard's going to stay here. I know that you have, and he went through the whole thing. And I said, yes. And I did my happy dance and celebration, which you all need to do when you have a win. Okay. You need a small, big, whatever, do a happy dance, do your celebration, whatever it is you're going to do. So there is the story. And the reason I say this to you is I had to go through the processes of letting it go, not getting me upset, praying and sending blessings to him that things would work out. All of those things to get out of that space of anger and fear. Okay. So I just want to let you know I practice what I talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
And I go through, the same things that you all go through. So,
yeah, yeah. And I want to ask you, when you were going through this, you always say to start with meditation.
mm,
So when this guy does that and acts like a adjective and expletive, um, you are so angry. What do you do with that when you get the initial anger? What does Donna D. Lowry do?
well, at that moment, my soul, my spirit just spoke. And I don't usually, I mean, I don't usually ever swear at people
Yeah,
or,
I would think you're not someone that
I don't do that.
confrontational. You know,
Yeah. So I will say this is when I had a client the other day, and I gave her a technique. So I will share this with you. That was just spontaneous for me. But one of the things that is very important is when you don't know what to do or you're caught off guard, okay, or something happens that is just whoa, like that moment was for me.
Mhm.
Like I say, I just spoke from my soul because I knew, and I've been through so much with this. So, but, and yet, having said that, you stop, okay? You stop. Take a deep breath. Okay? And then you speak. But you stop because it will stop everything, whether it's negativity, whether it's anger, you just stop. And the person on the other end of this is going to be baffled, you know? So you stop, you take a deep breath, and in that breath, it's, I am at peace. And then you speak in a very even tone. Okay. And then if you have nothing you can say, then you walk away. So you can stop, breathe, walk away. You can stop, breathe, and say something that you want to say. You can always walk away. I tell my daughter, she loves uh, this quote from me, and she uses it. She quotes it back to me, and it and in a good way. And it is, when you don't know what to do nothing. And that's
Clever.
important. Yeah. And then, of course, after doing nothing, that means sit and meditate. Doing nothing means don't just act.
Yeah, because I think that's what a lot of people do.
That's what.
If we got that, if it's, God forbid, if I was in your situation, I wouldn't have breathed. Probably I would have just just right back. And I think a lot of us do. do that. And I
Mm,
think it would, I think you're 100% right. If we took a time, just a deep breath, and then calmly, because usually that first response is going to be confrontational, and it's going to be
right.
angry because we feel that. But if you take a breath, now I'm going to make a conscious note of that, and I hope everyone else does too. Mr. Producer, you got some instant feedback, I guess.
Yes.
Probably a couple pages, I'm sure.
I'll start off with two. I don't want to take too much away from the conversation, but we have a comment from Logan.
Well, she loves her fans. She thinks, you know how much she loves her fans. All right, sorry, Logan.
Yes, Logan from Vermont goes,
Oh,
wouldn't be Friday without Donna Dia.
Ah, true.
But that was lovely.
yeah. Oh, that's
You know
very
about
sweet.
Vermont or something?
Do I know you, Logan? That's interesting. I know a Logan in Vermont, but I'm sure there's other Logans. And if it's who I'm thinking of, she's a sweetheart. So, and I haven't seen her for a long time. She's a young woman with, I think, 2 young boys. So if that's you, Logan, shout out to you, hon.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
We have Grace from Idaho. I feel
Mhm.
like my life is falling apart slowly. I feel like the only thing I have left is hope. Do you have any advice for me or people like me?
Well, today, when I choose my topics, I try to sit still, meditate, and figure out what it is I want to talk about. One of them was fear. Okay. And the fear is rampant in our world. And that doesn't mean we have to get on the train, So sometimes when your life is falling apart, and many times when everything is just falling apart, it's like the butterfly. When a caterpillar is going to become a butterfly, it turns to mush in a chrysalis. Everything, it's like, I call it the soup, and I'll say, I'm in the soup. I'm in the soup. Okay. So it's just soup. And it starts to form from the soup. You're in the soup. And that means that things are going to change for you. We can't be afraid of the change. We can't be afraid of the soup. If you open the chrysalis up, the caterpillar will die. It won't become a butterfly. As much as I think life is meant to be joyful, I do. I think we have a choice and we have to think for ourselves. And that's one of the things I teach is being mindful of your thoughts, because we think things and the universe gives us what we want. It's called the law of attraction,
Hmm.
But I don't want you to feel that when things are falling apart, that means that it's not going to be beautiful coming out. You can become a beautiful butterfly, and it's just change. And change makes us feel uncomfortable and we get afraid.
Yeah, it's great advice. It's almost like the one I forgot who I heard from, but I really like to use it is these things shall pass, right?
Yes,
Kind of
good.
like that a little bit.
Absolutely. This too will pass. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's true. That is a wonderful thing to say. Affirmations, there's many affirmations that we can use. And it really, you choosing your affirmation is the most important thing. When I work with people, I'll say, okay, what is it that's resonating with you? I may give you an affirmation, and for this week, it would be, you are beautiful just the way you are. You are wonderful as your unique self. You are needed in this world as your authentic, genuine self. Those are some affirmations. Now, if they don't resonate, do another one that resonates. I use different ones every day for me. The one I always use is everything is always working out for me. And that's a powerful one.
That's a big statement.
That is. That doesn't mean it. How can I say this? It doesn't mean if you're in the soup,
You're still gonna get in the soup,
you
but
still,
it's gonna
but
work out.
everything's gonna work. That's it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. And also one of the hardest things to learn, for at least for me, was when these things shall pass, the good times and the happiness, that doesn't last forever either. You know, like you be on cloud nine,
Yeah.
you got to understand that you're coming down, but it's not going to be, you're not going to be maybe not in a bad place, but you're not going to be at the pinnacle for so long. Is that kind of
That's terrific, Casey. Because we think we always have to be there. Life isn't great if we're not always, no, because if you were always, think about this, if you were always at the pinnacle, whoops, sorry about that. If you
Okay.
were always at the pinnacle of everything, then you wouldn't know the contrast, right?
Right.
I mean, it just wouldn't work. So you have to have contrast in order to know what you don't want. Okay. You have to know what you do want. If you're high, you wouldn't want to be there all the time. You want to be at peace. Peace is a good place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Peace, calm is a good place. And then bliss and joy, that's there. Sometimes we feel sad, and this is just part of life. It's the ebb and flow.
Yeah.
And we have to accept the ebb and flow, like you were saying.
Yeah, no, well, I'm glad that I got confirmation from Donna Dia Lowry. That's one on my side. That's a good someone to have in back yet, right? What's the producer? What you got for me, man?
All right. We have a comment, I believe. Donna Dia, you are a good storyteller as you are a singer. And that's from John from Montana.
Okay, John. Well, I'm going to sing a song. I've forgotten to sing to you all today, but I have to sing. You have a choice, Casey. Your soul song. I'll sing a little bit of that.
I always love that one. I always love to strut my stuff.
Okay, well, that's you're good enough.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
All right, then let's do it. This is for everybody, and for the dear one, I can't remember your name. Excuse me. I think it's allergy season for me here, but so this is for all of us. Okay, you're good enough for anything. You're good enough right now. You're good enough. You have the stuff. You're good enough right now. You're good enough for anything. You're good enough right now. You're good enough. So strut your stuff. You're good enough right now.
Yeah. Donna Dia Lowry, everybody.
You
Come
are.
on. Donna Dia, how's that? I know there's a lot going on, but we're still working on that YouTube, right? That YouTube channel.
Yeah,
You get your songs out there.
Yes, I have a YouTube channel, and as I say, with everything going on in with Richard, the one of the things I'm trying to get is the technical things. But anyway, my YouTube channel is Donna Dia, Donnadia, and I also have Donna Dia Coletti Lowry, and it's Colletti Lowry, Lowre. That's my maiden name. So it's really under my Facebook address, I guess. But anyway, you can.
Oh, you have Facebook? Do you have any other social media that you want to tell people about? You got Facebook, Donna Dia Lowry?
Yeah, I have Donna Dia. It's in my Facebook.
Okay.
And then I have Donna Dia Coletti Lowry. But the Donna Dia site is
We'll
more.
give you a link to get there, right?
Yeah.
Just go to donnadia.com, guys. That's where you can find everything on this terrific guest. Mr. Producer, do I have time for another one?
Yes. We have a couple more. We have
No
Sheila. Yeah, Donna Diaz.
She gets like a million of them.
Sheila from New York. Actually, I wanted to read the comment first. I think it's pretty funny.
Okay.
Let's go with Robert from Florida. He goes, Donna Dia in blue makes me go, ooh.
Oh, Robert, thank you. Thank you, Robert. We all love to get compliments, and we need to be able to feel free to say wonderful things to each other. Really. I'm always telling someone, oh, you look handsome, or I love that shirt on you, or whatever, and just be free to say it with kindness and love.
Yeah. That's so it's so true. Just something as simple as somebody at the supermarket, and you
Yes.
say, "Hey, I like that shirt" or something like that, and that
Yeah,
it can make you don't even know, but that can make such a difference
it
with
does.
somebody.
It does.
You taught us that.
Yeah, thank you.
What you got, Mr. Producer?
We have Sheila from New York. Circling back to this question, have you always been someone that's brave, or did you learn it?
Hmm. Good question. I have always been brave. Okay. Even as a young child, I would stick up for people. I would speak up. Remember, my grandmother said when I was 4, we lived in this, I guess, a place where, a apartment complex where they had a courtyard. And there was some kids down there fighting. And she said, what I said to them is, kids, don't fight. Be nice to each other. 4 years old. I
For
mean, so, a little bossy, I guess, too. But
no, but it came from a good place.
yeah, but the thing that I had a problem with was the fact I would speak up. I'm a social justice person. I will speak up for what I believe in. But what used to happen to me, and it doesn't anymore, is, and it took work. I mean, all these practices are work, of self-care, meditation, mindfulness, heartfulness, tapping, all these things that I teach that I've learned, is that I used to care what people thought, you see? Because if you speak up, there are people who don't like it.
Mm,
And if a woman speaks up, a lot of times, present company excluded, because I know you guys, men don't like it.
uh,
So when I spoke up to this doctor who was also from another culture, who doesn't oftentimes respect women. So now,
I probably thought he knew 10 times more than you did, and he thought he was probably better than you or something like that.
whatever
That's
it
what it sounded
was,
like.
whatever it was, I don't care anymore. Because when I know that I'm right, and that comes from inside, that comes from our own intuition, listening to ourselves. What's right for me doesn't mean it's right for you. So, yes, I think I've always been courageous, but having courage doesn't mean you're not afraid.
No,
Having courage means you're afraid, but you do it anyway. And then I will add, and you don't care what anybody thinks about it.
that's the
And
goal to
that's
get there, right? That's the goal to get to that place.
to
That's pretty.
get, yes, yeah. And that's why when spontaneously, when I said what I said to him, an authority figure, okay, who's doing something that could have, you know, uh, it just came from my soul and my heart.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I would say. I'd say that we're all courageous. I mean, look at your life and see the things you do sometimes. I know from you, Casey, because of your book, we know about you. All of us have been through things in our lives that have taken courage. And that's great.
Well, thank you. I was going to say, if there's any question about your bravery, uh, you can't not be brave and do what you've done in entertainment with the singing and exposing yourself in front of everyone with your talent. That takes guts, big time, to sing in front of, when you do it and when you did your acting and all that. That takes guts.
Mm. It does. And again, it took me a long time to just be me and feel like it's good enough. Okay. So when I teach these things, I remember Richard said to me, he was a singer when he was a kid. He was a
Oh,
rock.
he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was a rock and roll singer, when he was young. And he used to say to me, I'd get so nervous before I had to sing or anything. And he'd say, if anybody asks you to sing, you just sing. And I remember him saying, and he would,
Yeah.
he didn't care. Someone said, sing, that's it. And so I love to sing. And I needed to just do exactly what that beautiful question was, to have the courage to do what it is you love, to say what it is you need to say, and not care what any critics think. They're not doing it. The critics aren't in the arena, right?
Right.
They're not there putting themselves out to the world.
Yeah.
So do it, dear ones. You be yourself. You speak up from your heart, but meditate. Go to that place of quiet so you can listen to source. You can listen and connect. Listen to your thoughts. See how you're talking to yourself, and be kind and loving. You know, it's so important to love ourselves first, so that we can bring that love out to others. And take care of yourselves. Take care.
Great words. Said so well. Mr. Producer, do I got a wrap, or can I fit one more in?
Yeah, we have a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
We have Pauline from Colorado. Will you file a complaint with the doctor that failed to listen to you?
I already did. That's why I feel, although I think my prayers work, but that's why he called me, because I said,
of course.
I don't want him to be my husband's doctor. When you say that, you're saying something. And I told them exactly why. So I did file a complaint, and I think you should.
Yeah.
And yet there are things in life that will take too much of your energy. Okay. In other words, you got to weigh it. Every situation. So that's what I will say.
Yeah. Well, this is a huge, important thing. Not only should he never speak to you that way, but
yes.
this isn't a flip of the coin thing. This is a real important thing. And it sounds like this guy was flippant, and he was, didn't put the importance on it that really it needed. So.
And I also told him when he called up, I said to him, I said, my husband is a very intelligent man, and you need to talk to him, not, to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he learned a lot from this. I hope so anyway, because the first thing that doctors need is compassion.
Yeah.
They don't have that. Yeah. So.
All right. And by the way, thank you for sharing all this. I'm sure it's some people are getting a lot out of it. And I am. Oh, I do have to break. Okay. So guys, unfortunately, I have to end this. Donna Dia, great show. Thanks for your honesty. Thanks for your transparency and just who you are. You're an awesome person. We love having you here. And as you can tell, the audience loves you too. So guys, I want you to go to donnadia.com. And Donna Dia, as my grandmother used to say, you have the floor.
Thank you, my friend. And as always, it's a joy to be talking with you. It really is. And many blessings to everybody out there. And I'm going to sing you out, but I want you to know that you are a soul song. That means you're unique and you're wonderful. No matter, we all go through things, okay? And you have to love yourself and not think that unless everything is perfect, okay, that life doesn't love you. The universe loves you, your higher power, whoever it is, loves you. You are loved. You are loved. Meditate, pray, talk to yourself nicely. And now I'm going to sing you out with Soul Song.
And right before that, guys, everyone still, please send over your prayers, good thoughts to Ms. Donna Dia and to Richard, please.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. You are a soul song, a beautiful soul song. You have to sing the beautiful song inside your soul. It is so lovely, your special soul song. The world needs your soul song. So sing it out loud. Sing it out loud. Sing it out loud. I love you. Many blessings.
One and only Donna Dia Lowre, guys. Awesome. Great job. Great job. Be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.